In this video, we're going to talk about the 25 most likely players to get traded. Now, this is not my list. This is a list that I found on Yardbarker, and I need to update it a little bit. It's a little embarrassing, but a lot of these names are going to go, and this video starts right now. As you know, this is the Memorial Day weekend, a very pivotal point in the season. A lot of teams have played over 50 games, and we have a pretty good idea who the sellers are going to be. We have a fairly good idea who the buyers are going to be. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of big names in this video. We'll start at the top momentarily, but please, of course, before we get into that, please subscribe to the Baseball Head too. And here we go. Shohei Ohtani. Show me the money. This is a guy that will get the biggest contract in the history of baseball next offseason. The only potential player on this year's trading block that could rival the seismic Juan Soto trade from last summer is Shohei Ohtani. Now, I would mention this about Soto. He's not done so great there in San Diego. Soto was considered younger and came with several years of control when Washington sent him to the Padres. Ohtani is a two-way star, the likes of which we have literally never seen. But he's also said to be a free agent at year's end. The Angels have repeatedly been reluctant to trade him and continue to express their desire to keep him in L.A. long term. But Ohtani wants to win. And the Angels have consistently failed to build a good enough team around him and Mike Trout. And signing Ohtani to a massive contract extension is simply not going to help the team's financial ability to bring in a all-star caliber supporting cast. Los Angeles, now they played okay. I mean, the Angels have played okay. He's not going to get moved. He's the one guy I can tell you he's not going to get moved. We'll do plenty of videos on him between now and the end of this year. But he's not going to get moved. The Angels would be crazy. They would kill their whole entire fan base and the attendance at that ballpark. But there will be teams that will be connected to him: the New York Mets, the Los Angeles Dodgers, possibly the Cubs, and of course possibly the Padres. Now, this article mentions Brian Reynolds. He's not going anywhere. He signed a multi-year deal with the Pirates. He's there till 2030. Corbin Burnes from the Brewers. Burnes' inclusion here might come as a surprise to many, especially since he's not due to become a free agent until after the 2024 season. However, Corbin Burnes is disgruntled there in Milwaukee. He's not happy because he had to be a fool and sit in on one of these arbitration hearings that teams have with their players, and he came out of it all grumpy. This is why you don't sit in on them. That's for damn sure. But he is a player that could probably get moved. He'll probably get moved in the offseason. The guy that runs that team, David Stearns, is a guy that he looks towards the future. Now, I would mention this about the Brewers in particular. If they don't get the kind of funding they want to repair their ballpark, they will leave. So that was a big thing on Friday. The Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred was in Milwaukee talking to politicians and to the team about what might be going on there, in particular the sort of the renovation or the kind of repairs that the ballpark needs there in Milwaukee. I don't like the new name that they have, All-American Field. That's terrible. It's Miller Park. German Marquez. Speaking of potentially impacting starting pitchers on the move this summer, Rockies right-hander German Marquez has been a topic in trade rumors for a while. Now, here's the thing about Marquez and anybody that's involved with the Brewers. They're a bad team. They're going to move players. We're going to get to the worst team on this list of players that are on this list. But there's another player on this list that's from the Rockies that's going to get moved. No doubt about it. Christian Walker, first baseman with the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks could have found a taker for their struggling first baseman Christian Walker last summer, but ultimately chose not to move him. Unless anything unforeseen happens over the next few months, they almost definitely have another opportunity should they so choose. I would tell you a team that would probably want Christian Walker. very good defensive player. He's actually a very good defensive first baseman. He does strike out a lot. And this is a team that could use him is the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies could use this guy. No doubt about it. I think the Phillies will make a move. They're going to be very busy. I know that they've gotten off to a slow start, but they've gotten off to a slow start before. Last year they got off to a slow start. Jose Leclerc from the Rangers. The Rangers poured resources into there. I don't think they're going to be moving him anytime soon. And the reason I say that is because the Rangers are in first place. They're going to be looking to add pieces. David Bednar, the Pirates. Right-handed David Bednar represents the Pirates in the All-Star game last summer, and the 28-year-old has quietly been one of the better relievers in the National League the past 2 years. In 2002, Bednar converted 19 saves. A lot of teams are going to be in on this guy. I would expect the New York Mets will be. I heard them here and there. I'd be a little careful. I think we kind of want to stay away from these bad teams. What they have, some of that garbage. no offense to David Bednar. But when you're not on a good team being tested on a regular basis, you get a little leery. Jonathan Schoop. Where is he? Where the hell is he playing? Detroit. In 2021, the veteran second baseman at 278 with 22 homers, 84 RBIs, and 30 doubles was one of the most productive offensive leaders in the American League. We'll see what happens with him. The Tigers are bad, as you know. They're going to be moving pieces too. Probably one of the biggest pieces that's going to get moved is Aroldis Chapman. The New York Mets will be connected to him. I've heard the Cubs connected to him. Although the Cubs are not nearly close to being ready, they shouldn't be making any moves to bring in somewhat big. I mean, they're going to any team giving up in a trade with Chapman with the Royals. You gotta understand, he's only going to be a rental, and he's 35 years old. But he has been pitching really well. Brad Keller, another reliever from the Royals. He's had an up and down. Guys like him, he's going to get moved. I mean, he's not a big piece. Alexis Diaz. Now, that's an interesting player. I know the New York Mets tried to get him last season before the trade deadline. If you don't know, this is Edwin Diaz's brother. I don't think he's getting moved because he's got a lot of years on his contract. Andrew Chafin. This guy is now back in Arizona. I'm sure he's pitching well. We've heard his name for years. Is he going to get moved? He'll probably get moved again. Garrett Cooper from the Marlins. Seemingly since debuting back in 2017, right-hand swing Garrett Cooper, he's always hurt. I don't think he's going to get moved. Now, for some reason, they didn't take Darren Ruff's name off this list. Darren Ruff was DFA'd by the Mets, and he was DFA'd by the Giants. So he's gone. He's not in baseball right now. Carlos Santana with the Pirates. Who knows? Sonny Gray from the Twins. Isn't he hurt? Sonny Gray hurt. The Twins are in first place. I don't see them making any moves right now. Ryan Tepera. Another bullpen piece. The Angels possibly gets moved. And here's one of the bad teams. It's Paul Blackburn of the A's. Right now, the A's are online to shatter the all-time record, which was the what did they say last night during the Met game? The 1897 Cleveland Spiders, some like old team, like the non-modern era. They're on pace to lose 132 games. Paul Blackburn's going to get moved. Jesus Aguilar, he's going to get moved. He's from the A's. Kyle Finnegan of the Washington Nationals. I could see him getting moved. Aaron Loop of the Angels. I'm surprised he didn't get moved in the offseason. Trevor May. Man, we saw Trevor May here with the Mets. Don't break the bank for him if you're going to make a... Nick Senzel of the Reds. No clue. Daniel Bard of the Rockies. Maybe he gets moved. And finally, Charlie Blackmon. Now, I would mention this about Charlie. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to brains in the baseball field. And he's not nearly as fast. He's not nearly as effective a base runner or outfielder or even the power. So he's kind of a bit past his prime. So we'll leave it at that. But you let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about some of these names. I don't think Corbin Burnes is going to get moved. Aroldis Chapman's going to get moved. That's a definite. Shohei Ohtani's not getting moved. I don't know what kind of trade deadline we're going to have this year. I don't think it's going to be nearly as crazy in terms of big names getting moved this year as it was last year. Last year was just crazy. You know, when you see Juan Soto getting moved in the middle of the season, that's a surprise. I don't know who's going to get moved. But you let me know what you think about this video. I would say that Christian Walker, I'm not a betting man, but I could see him going to the Phillies. They could use a right-handed power hitter in that lineup. Somebody they could put in the middle of the lineup behind Bryce Harper. And they don't have a first baseman because Bryce Hoskins got hurt. Guy went back on a pop-up and he felt a pop. Spring training. That's even more ridiculous than what happened to Edwin Diaz. But at least it was on a play. You know, part of his team's season. Well, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thank you, and I'll see you.